Hi there, my name is Claire Garland and I'm going to show you how to make this little bunny. Step 1. All projects start with getting the first stitches onto the knitting needles, in other words casting them on. Make a slip knot in the working end of your yarn, leaving an end of about 13 centimeters or 5 inches. Place the slip knot onto the left hand needle like so. Insert the right hand needle into the loop of the slip knot and wrap the yarn around the tip of the needle from back to front. Slide the tip of the right hand needle down to catch this new loop of yarn. Place the new loop on the left hand needle. For the next few stitches, insert the right hand needle in between the two stitches on the left hand needle and wrap the yarn around the tip from back to front as before. Slide the tip of the right hand needle down to catch this new loop of yarn. Place the new loop on the left hand needle. Repeat this process until you have casted on 10 stitches. Step 2. With the working stitches on the left hand needle, take the right hand needle and insert the tip from right to left into the first loop on the left hand needle. Wrap the yarn from back to front around the tip of the right hand needle. Slide the needle down to catch this new loop of yarn. Slip the loop off the left hand needle and onto the right hand needle. Repeat the process until all the stitches have been knitted off the left hand needle and onto the right hand one. Step 3. I'm now working a purl row. This side of the work is usually the wrong side of the knitting when working what is known as stocking stitch, which is knitting one row, purling the next, etc. etc. With the stitches on your left hand needle, insert the tip of the right hand needle into the front of the loop, the first stitch of your left hand needle. Wrap the working yarn counterclockwise around the tip of the right hand needle. Use the tip of the right hand needle to pick up the new loop of yarn. Slide the loop off the left hand needle and onto the right hand needle. This is your first purl stitch. Repeat the process until all the stitches have been purled off the left hand needle and onto the right one. Step 4. In the pattern you'll see INC, which means increase, and KFB, which means knit into the front and into the back of a stitch to increase by 1 stitch. Sounds complicated, but it's not. This is how you work the KFB stitch. You knit along the row to where you want the increase. So in the pattern it says knit 3 KFB. So you knit 3 stitches, then KFB bit, knit into the front of the next stitch on the left hand needle. Instead of removing it from the needle, knit into it again through the back loop. Then you'll slip the original stitch off the left hand needle. Then you'll see knit 2 and another KFB, so simply repeat the process. After this purl row, you'll see KFB increase at the end of the row. Same process as before, but knit into the front of the first stitch on the left hand needle. Instead of removing it from the needle, wrap the yarn from back to front around the tip of the right hand needle, slip the needle down to catch this new loop of yarn, slip the loop off the left hand needle and onto the right hand needle. Here you can see some little increases going on here. See those little tiny horizontal bars going across the stitches? Those are your increase stitches. You'll notice on the pattern that I've mentioned lockable markers. These are what I mean. They open and close similar to a safety pin and remain where you've placed them until you remove them. I find having lots of colours very useful, especially if I've used lots of markers within a pattern. A good tip too is when following one of my patterns to use similar colour markers to me and make it easier for me when I refer to them at a later date. Step 5. We've worked on increasing a knitted bunny head. Now we want to narrow the shaping a little. On row 15 you'll see it says DEC, this means decrease, and then K2tog. This means simply knit 2 stitches together, and that's exactly what you do. You knit through 2 stitches as though they are 1 stitch, so decreasing the row by 1. Likewise with a purl row, K2tog, which means purl 2 together. Here you can see the increase and the decrease shaping and how it affects the overall shape of the knitted piece. Step 6. On a decrease row, you'll also see the abbreviation SKPO. This is a slightly different decrease stitch. You'll see it mentioned on row 21. It means slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over, and it's worked like this. Begin row 21 with a K2tog or knit 2 together, decrease, then knit 7, and now time to work the SKPO. So you slip the next stitch onto the right hand needle, knit the next stitch, knit twice, then lift the slip stitch over and off the right hand needle. You'll then knit 2 stitches, then work a K2 together decrease as before. The combination of SKPO and knit 2 together decreases make a neat detail, and I use it a lot to create animals' backs and backs of head, ears, that sort of thing. And one final K2 together at the end. Step 7. Finally, it's time to cast off all stitches, also known as binding off. Work the first stitch on the left hand needle as if making a regular knit stitch. Then knit the second stitch. Insert the left hand needle tip into the first stitch on the right hand needle. Pass this stitch over the second loop on the right hand needle and drop it off the needle. This makes the first cast off or bound off stitch. To continue, knit the next stitch. Use your left hand needle to pass the new first stitch over the second stitch and drop it off the needle. Carry on until all the stitches have been casted off. For the very last one, you need to cut the yarn, leave about 30 centimeters, 12 inches of yarn end, and pass the cut end through the loop of the very last stitch. Pull through. In the next mini movie, you'll be guided through how to sew the nose and head seam and complete the head with eyes and ears. See you then.